Sports anime is one genre that never gets old among fans. The basic formulas are literally the same, but every single one of them has their own unique characters that are different from each other. I'm willing to bet that there is at least one sports anime that piqued your interest or even made it into your top 10 favorite anime. But this time we are trying to subjectively and objectively collect 10 best sports anime to watch. Before we begin, make sure you drop a like and subscribe button. Now without keeping much of your time, let us begin with the video.
牛を日の丸雲の上にまでその名を轟かす大横綱になる男じゃ
In number 10, we have Hinomaru Sumo. I bet most of you people haven't heard about this anime, but I think this is the anime that I started loving very long time ago. This anime that got quite a warm welcoming when it first appeared. It is a story about a tiny teenager named Ushino Hinomaru who has a dream to become a Yokozuna, the champion of sumo. However, with his small body, he needed to work harder to overcome every challenges that awaits him. This anime got every classic traits of sports anime such as hatred, rivalry, comedy and a struggle from the bottom. It is however placed a bit lower because the anime is not finished yet and quite frankly its adaptation is pretty weak. The manga however is amazing and you should definitely check it out if you are interested. In number 9 we have Inazuma 11. I think this will bring back some of the childhood memories of you. Based on Nintendo game with the same title, Inazuma 11 tells a story about underdog football team called Inazuma 11. One team member, Mamoru Endo, desperately tries to influence his team. One day he meets a super talented football player named Goenji, and just like that began their journey to become the best in Japan. Since this anime is targeted for children, the story and the action scenes may seem comical, but those who watch it might think it's not bad, because it is not actually. Inazuma 11 combined the sports with superpowers, something that is not that rare in sports anime. If you like football, you should try to watch some of it. And let's move to number 8, which is Baby Steps. The male protagonist, Ichiro, is a total beginner to tennis. At the start of the series, unhappy with his physique and sitting lifestyle, he decides to take up tennis and join the Southern Tennis Club. Although he is a newbie, he slowly becomes a skilled tennis player through his hard work and wit. Baby Step is praised for his realistic and detailed depictions of tennis. Character doesn't have superpowers like moves or ability. Instead, the anime focuses on a lot of consistent training to improve. Improvement includes one's skills and employing careful tactics during the match. If you are not fan of spiny romance scenes, you will be pleased to know the Baby Steps is centered on tennis. This female protagonist happens naturally without stealing the limelight from the tennis.
沢村いきなり厳しい場面だが分かってますよ自分の役目ぐらい
In number 7, we have Daimon no Ace. Daimon no Ace narrates the says of Eijun Sawamura on his journey to become the best pitcher in Japan. He was motivated to do so because of his past when he missed a decisive pitch back in the junior high school. In his new high school, he first needs to show that he can compete with these elite players before aiming to the top. Okay now, so at this point I struggle to find what to talk about anymore since the plot of these sports anime are just like that. For me, what sells the most for Daimon no Ace is how realistic the players are despite being your common sports anime. Sure, some parts are slightly exaggerated, but it's never beyond over-exaggerated. It is my personal preference though. To see a more realistic sports anime, regardless, Daimon no Ace is the most definitely a hidden diamond among the sports anime. Now let's move to number 6, which is Yowamushi Pedal. Fun fact, Yowamushi Pedal means weak in English, and the main character of this anime, Sakamichi, is portrayed as a weak otaku who loves comics and anime. Yeah, just like you all. He has, however, an incredible power that made him able to cycle over 90 kilometers. This ability is seen by Sunsuke, and you know what is going to happen after that, right? If you ask me, Yowamushi Pedal has every component of a sports anime, so really there is nothing left to discuss. Perhaps this is the perfect anime for those of you who are looking for something interesting to watch. If a weak-looking guy like Sakemichi is able to roam this far, you guys who might be stronger than it looks should be able to do that same. Stay healthy, you all. Now let's move to number 5, which is Run with Wind, a slightly more mature sports anime that follows Kurahara, a formal runner who got asked to join a running club by Kyosuke and his senpai in the university. Initially refused because of his many reasons. Kurahara Kakeru eventually warmed up and joined the team. What I said, this anime is more mature. I mean that the story itself is more straightforward and tackles some heavy issues like trauma. It still has your usual sports anime character like chasing the dream, friendship. You should already get it at the point. If you want to try something that is less screams and is childish at the moment, also with the maturity, Run with the Wind is a must go. Now let's spice things up with Kuroko no Baskets. Next is our first basketball anime on the list. It is a story about Kuroko no, who entered Seirin High School and play basketball there. He then meet amazing power forward Kagemi, and like usual they have a dream to become a best in Japan by defeating Kuroko no's old teammate, the generation of the miracles. What difference from other anime is that Kuroko no feels more like a sidekick rather than a main character. He supports Kagami because he too wants to defeat generation of miracles who are filled with stupidly talented basketball players. Beating them is arguably one of the most relieving things in the series. So before moving to number 3, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then I consider you to subscribe it because we will be making amazing videos for you.
あの頃に戻りたいとは思わない。
And let's move to number 3, which is Ping Pong the animation. As you may have guessed, Ping Pong the animation is a sports about table tennis or ping pong. The story is also rather simple. It follows the journey of two ping pong players from Japan named Makoto and Yutaka to become the best ping pong player in the world and overcome all the obstacles in front of them. While it looks like simple, in reality this is perhaps among the most realistic sports anime by far. You can feel all the feelings from the characters of this anime. The artwork might look weird, but by no means it affects the animations. On the contrary, the anime is rather spectacular. Once you watch it, perhaps you will understand why it's become number 3 in the list if you watch the few clips of it. And let's move to number 2, which is Haikyuu. Haikyuu is one of the short high schooler named Hinata who was inspired to be a volleyball player by another short high schooler with the title of Little Giant. He then however realized that being a volleyball player for a short boy like him is not an easy after he got lost to the king of court, Kageyama. And who would have thought that they become teammates in the new senior high school called Karasuno? Haikyuu is pretty young generic sports anime, except the creator made every single element on it top notch. The bromance, the match, the side character, everything is just almost perfect. Haikyuu is perhaps one of the prime example that it is okay to use a certain formula if it is done correctly, because so far it has been amazing. But there is one thing that I am not satisfied with. That is we have to wait for next season to watch, and it's basically I can't wait for the next season. Okay, some might have already commented in the comment section that where is the anime that I mentioned, which is Hajime no Ippo. Yeah, I heard you guys. In number 1 we have Hajime no Ippo. Hajime no Ippo is perhaps the granddaddy of sports anime. It is all about a weak teenager named Makaruchi Ippo who wants to be stronger because he has been bullied. He met the boxer named Takamura and trained under his wings. And as usual, it is the beginning of his road to become the great boxer. Hajime no Ippo has been around since 1989 and the manga is still running just like yesterday, and the anime only covers barely half of it. I personally need to admit that the decision to put Hajime no Ippo in the first place is also influenced by the manga. Just like Haikyuu, it's offer everything you want from the sports anime, except perhaps it is a tiny bit better than the volleyball anime. I was so desperate that I started watching Hajime no Ippo manga. Okay guys, I'm done now. So this is it for the video guys. Okay, so it's time to end the video now. So as there is no other anime to recommend, drop a like if you did enjoy the video. And as always, I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Till then, keep watching our video. Goodbye.
Fearless.